was like 80, like over 80 fights in O or something, like 80 wins, 0 losses, something like that. Crazy. He's like the best on paper, like the best kickboxer to ever live. You know, it's like the Floyd Mayweather of kickboxing, and Adesanya finally knocks him out. You know, it's a crazy story after 3 tries. You know, I'm pretty sure, right?
How do you come back from that, though? How does someone come back from that?
Alright.
Yo. We live on location. This is still Mason, and I'm still T-Ham. Today is Monday, April 10th, 2023. Yep. So what are we gonna talk about today, right?
We're gonna talk about the Adesanya and the Alex Pereira fight. And just in the media, there was a lot of controversy at the end of the fight. Adesanya did a little victory dance where he was shooting Alex Pereira with arrows, and his son was in the front row, and a lot of people are aware that his son was upset about it and
so
started crying and stuff. But from my point of view, I think.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Going back, the memory lane. If you remember the last fight where Alex won Adesanya, right? His son did pretty much the same thing. He came in front of Adesanya and he played dead.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. So I don't know how petty Adesanya is. I would say he's petty for doing that because that is a little kid.
Right.
So that was what really brought that, because he was the one that did it to him first. So him now doing it when he knocked his dad off, was that too much, or like?
I don't know. It's a really big fight, and I kind of, my view is I don't think that he should have brought his son to the fight, And it was like the 4th time they had fought. And I know the last time they fought, Pereira showed up in like war paint and stuff, because that's part of his culture. And I think it was kind of a tribute to that. Adesanya with the arrows, shooting the arrows at him or whatever, I think that was because Pereira wore the war paint to the first face-off before the last fight they did. So I think it was kind of the theme. I don't necessarily think that he was trying to do it
to all the kids.
And in front of Pereira's son. It didn't seem like that to me, like he was trying to be malicious. I think Pereira's son just happened to be right in front of him, front row, Yeah, but
and
if you listen Adesanya's doing his thing,
to his post-fight interview, he said that because he kind of like said he's trying to teach him a lesson that that you don't be in adult people's stuff, that you just have to stay with. Because he didn't say he's not fighting him. If you look at it, he's not fighting him, he's fighting his dad.
Right.
So why does he have to come to do that to Adesanya in the last fight? And he said he's a petty guy too. Like, he pretty much said it like, if he's gonna go that way with him, yeah, that he will knock his dad, head off and do pretty much the same thing. And a lot of people say, oh, Easy was being too crazy for doing that to a little kid. And I'm like, for me too, I thought about that too, because I'm like, you know, kids sometimes, they just want to do some silent things, but they don't know.
They're kind of fragile. They don't understand that it's for the show, and you know, maybe he actually thought his dad was dead or something, you know. And that's, I mean, that's kind of the other side, I guess. Is if that really did make his son feel like his dad was dead or something, you know.
You know, Chris, you don't know what is going on in kids' minds.
Right, right.
When your dad get, you know, TKO like that, he'll be terrified though.
Right.
You know, and I'm thinking, I don't want to say you might need a therapy for that because I'm telling you, because I just put myself in the shoe, like somebody knocked my dad off like that, and I'm terrified. Honestly, I'll be afraid for like a couple of days.
Yeah.
I will be afraid.
How old is his son? Like 7?
It's about 7 or 8. 7 or 8.
Yeah,
and I'm trying to see if I could see people's, what's it called? Like a comment on the situation to see, you know, maybe Easy went too far, or it's just trying to teach the kid a lesson that, you know, sometimes when two grown folks are doing some silent things, just stay out of, don't be in it. You can watch them do it, but just don't put yourself in it, you know?
Right, yeah, I don't think any of those guys should be bringing their kids to the fights, you know.
Why do you say that?
Because anything can happen. I mean, if they're over like 13 or so, you know, it's fine, but any younger than that,
wow.
I feel like it's a lot different seeing it in person than over the TV. Yeah.
Because
in person you can really see how fast they're moving and stuff, you know. Like on TV, it almost looks like everything is kind of slowed down, you know. And in the moment, you know, I feel like there's so many emotions and stuff.
Okay.
You never know what could happen in there, you know.
Yeah. And these days people are very sensitive, man. Any little thing, they want to kill themselves.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
So, but let me ask you this. When you was into wrestling, right? Do you watch yourself after, say, you had a fight and they filmed the fight? Do you go back and watch yourself to see?
Yeah, a lot of that. Whenever I was young, we would videotape a lot of my matches and kind of go over them.
Okay.
But I had really good wrestling coaches, so a lot of that was just them catching it in the moment and correcting techniques, you know, right after a match, you know, whatever mistake you're doing. And the thing is from the outside, you can see stuff that the person competing can't see, you know. Like even if you're coaching someone or a different type of scenario, I mean, that's just a fact of martial arts, wrestling, boxing, you know. Your coach is from the sidelines can be able to see a lot of things that you can't see, you know.
Oh, okay.
Just because you're getting caught up in the moment. Maybe there's some kind of psychological warfare going on in there, and they got you thinking about other stuff. Yeah. You know, your opponent does. So there's a lot of factors, you know, that kind of go into it.
So do you like watching, like, you know how they say people watch tape? Like a game tape or whatever, like game film or whatever. Do you like watching yourself on the? Because I don't like watching myself when I do video. I don't know why. Yeah, it
looks a lot different than what you think. Yeah, true. Yeah, I feel that way too. Or I used to. Yeah.
Have you ever been knocked out before while you was in wrestling?
No, not knocked out. No. You don't. In wrestling, the rules.
What do you call when somebody? What do you call TKO in wrestling?
Well, in like actual wrestling, no one knocks anyone out or anything. Like you win by points, or you'll like pin the other person or something like that. Okay. Yeah. no one like takes swings at each other or anything. It's not like WWE, you know.
No.
Yeah, like the rules are a lot different. You like shoot for their legs, and like if you put them on the ground, you get a certain amount of points. If you put them on their back, you get a certain amount of points.
Okay.
If you're able to hold them there for a long period of time, you get a certain amount of points. You know. Yeah, it's a sport mostly based around technique and having a strong cardiovascular system, having strong legs, endurance to be able to last through the rounds of grueling punishment. It's a different kind of cardio shape than really any other sport. I mean,
okay. So pretty much, you saying Adesanya, he didn't go too far with what he did to the kids.
The way you put it there, yeah.
No?
Yeah, I don't think he did. I mean, because in my point of view,
You have kids?
Yeah,
Okay.
but I think that was probably one of the biggest fights of our generation. That's probably the biggest, one of the most high-level striking matches we'll ever see in the UFC. Two world champion kickboxers, you know, that I think Pereira was like 80, like over 80 fights in 0 or something, like 80 wins, 0 losses, something like that. Crazy. He's like the best, on paper, like the best kickboxer to ever live, you know. It's like the Floyd Mayweather of kickboxing, and Adesanya finally knocks him out. You know, it's a crazy story after 3 tries, you know, I'm pretty sure, right?
How do you come back from that, though? How do someone come back from that? Because you beat him 3 times, but he knocked you out 1 time. Like, the knockout that he gave you was...
Yeah, crazy.
How do you come back from that?
For Pereira?
Yeah. If you are his coach...
I don't know if he is.
Let me
I don't
put it
know if
this
he
way.
will.
If you are his coach, so how do you... Are you going to tell him to do the rematch right away, or you let him relax and, you know, walk his way through? Okay.
Definitely relax for a while. You know, if he's going to take a fight, I would wait probably a whole year. If he wants to get the belt, I would wait a whole year and just kind of step out of the light for a minute.
But Adesanya didn't wait a whole year though. It's like back to back. Is they fought last year, December or something?
Yeah.
And you know.
But either of them are so high level. A lot of people, they get like ring rust if they're not in there for a while. But those guys have been doing it forever. And Alex Pereira, he's been doing kickboxing since, you know, forever. I feel like if he just stepped out of the spotlight, people would kind of forget how to deal with him. And yeah, he's just a problem for anyone. His striking. So I think.
So you're saying you want him to take a rest if you are his trainer? Right?
Oh yeah, probably
so
a year
after
off.
the rest, do you want him to jump right away to Adesanya, or you want him to fight somebody else before you fight Adesanya?
I think he could probably just go straight for the belt again, you know.
Okay.
Well, or if he's going to fight like Robert Whittaker or some other fight that would make sense at that weight. Actually, yeah, I would like to see that fight, Robert Whittaker versus Alex Pereira, and then have a title fight again. I think that'd be good, but Alex Pereira is so big, I don't think he's going to, if he's staying in it, because he came out of retirement the last time to fight Adesanya, because in an interview, I guess Adesanya had said that his one loss in his career was to Alex, and it was a long time ago, and he said, that guy's a nobody now.
Yeah.
And then he came out of retirement, showed up in war paint, you know, to fight him. Pretty kind of a crazy story between those two. If you was Adesanya,
how would you feel? Because that's like a victory lap right there, man.
Right?
Damn. Like, damn.
It's crazy, man. Yeah, I think he did really good, man. You know, he's the only person that's ever solved that puzzle with
Alex?
Yeah, with Alex Pereira. Yeah, I mean, the dude's hands look like the Hulk.
Yeah.
You know, his hands are like twice
and
the size of Adesanya.
well.
Yeah, he's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's huge wrists. You know, when he throws a punch, it's like a piston, you know, because he's got those huge wrists, huge hands, and perfect form. You know, he's just a problem for anyone.
You know what I felt, though? I felt like Adesanya has more dog in him.
Right, oh, definitely.
Because Alex is he's built, but he's quiet. It's not, I'm trying to look for how to say, it's not, he has dog in him, but not as much as Adesanya.
Right.
You know, because every time he won, Adesanya is like, it's not like, I'm going in for you.
Right.
Because if you watch, because like few days before the fight, I watch all these pre-documentary before the fight, like all access. Yeah. So I watch Adesanya's, because he does like a couple of episodes before the fight. Every morning we wake up, the gym, he has a cameraman following him. Then I think he wakes up at 5 a.m. He goes to the gym, work out with the people for like 4 crazy hours. Come back home, sleep, eat, go back to the gym, you know. And I didn't see any of Alex documentary. So in that sense, I felt like maybe whoever wanted more, and to me, I feel like Adesanya wanted more than him, and that was
definitely. Yeah, I saw that leading up to the fight too, you know. And you could see the look on Adesanya's fights the last time they fought, you know. Adesanya didn't look like he wanted to fight, really. You know, he looked kind of intimidated.
Yeah.
He looked kind of like shy almost in any of the interview.
But can you tell?
In the last fight, man, you could just he looked invincible. You know, his state of mind going into that, like the first time he told him he was willing to die in the ring, but the second time he acted like he was willing to die in the ring. You know, kind of two different things. It's like in the first fight, it's like he almost wanted to lose. It almost seemed that way, you know, his mindset going into it.
So how big of a mindset is when it comes to boxing, wrestling?
It's everything, you know. Even, I mean, the perfect example when Alex Pereira had Izzy up against the cage at the end of this last fight.
That was when
and he's covering up.
Yeah,
he was covering up, and he had his head turned. He was squished up against the cage. And he's covering up with his hands, but he's still watching him. I saw a picture of him. He's like this, looking at him but his hands are like this, so he's looking at him like this. But keep an eye on him.
Like, do you know what they see when, like, can you see when somebody's hand is down? When you...
Yeah, oh yeah.
What do you see when their hand is down? Do you see like, oh shit, I gotta, like, this is open space, I gotta go?
Yeah, you gotta fill that space. Oh. Yeah, that when you're throwing like jabs or anything, you're trying to get in their defense, you know.
Okay.
You're kind of filling that void.
Okay.
But in that moment when Izzy was kind of, when he was watching him and covering up, a lot of people that aren't as experienced, most people, you know, once you've gotten rocked or someone's landed a good punch on you and they got you up against the ropes and stuff, you tend to look away.
Do you see that as a bait though?
Yeah, you tend to look away from them. You start to look at the ground, look away because your brain's panicking, you know?
Okay.
And you're breathing, and then at that point your breathing's gonna start panicking too and wasting oxygen and hyperventilating, start breathing from here instead of your diaphragm, you know. And when you don't look at the punch, that's the one that knocks you out, you know. So I think Pereira...
He could have easily knocked Izzy.
Pereira didn't think he was in trouble at all, you know. He thought he had him, because he has such long reach and everything. He gets these guys pinned up against the edge of the cage, and he just starts unloading on them because they can't respond. They'll turn away, they won't look at him, they just don't have the same reach he has. They're not as big as him, you know, and he'll just tee off on him, and he thought he was going to do that to Izzy, and he was watching him the whole time. Wow. And as soon as he opened up to try to throw a big shot and unload on him, boom, he just banged the hook. Yeah, out of nowhere, you know.
and he couldn't come back. I'm like,
Yeah, he
damn.
couldn't come back from that.
It's the same way if you remember.
Because he didn't see it.
He didn't see
it coming.
Yeah.
He didn't
remember,
think, there's no way this guy's going to throw a punch right now.
If you remember Ruiz and Anthony Joshua fight, do you watch the fight?
Which one?
Ruiz, Andy Ruiz and Anthony Joshua. The uppercut that got him dazed is just like that. Just like that.
Ruiz, man, that guy hits like a ton of bricks, though.
Trust me.
Man, that guy, he looks small, but man, that guy can hit. I was watching a fight with him yesterday, actually. Watching some of his footage. Yeah, he's, technically speaking, out of all the heavyweights, I think Ruiz is probably the most technical, but he's so small.
What about
compared to
Tyson
everyone else?
Fury, though?
He's the best heavyweight of all time, you know. But imagine if Ruiz was as tall as him.
Oh, I would have loved to see that
He beat
fight.
anyone, man.
I would have loved to see Ruiz with Tyson Fury's size, but with Ruiz IQ and Tyson Fury.
That's right.
That's gonna be like
that'd be a really good fight.
Yeah.
Or it'd be a knockout really soon.
Yep. What do you think about Joshua? Do you think he could get back on top?
Yeah. If he can beat Wilder, that's the thing.
He can't beat Wilder, man.
You don't think so?
No.
I don't think so either.
No. He's scared right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Anthony Joshua, he has good technique. He's real athletic, but he just doesn't have like an aggressive mindset.
I feel like he's too big.
Yeah, and he's too much like a bodybuilder.
When you're too big, you get to a point you've been like, I do 1-2, I'm just learning how to box. When you start doing 1-2, like non-stop, your hams get too heavy.
That's right.
You can't lift them. And if you could make Anthony Joshua last 7 or 8 rounds, it's gonna get too heavy to punch you back. Then he start running around, and if you could catch him, that's it. Right.
Yeah, I think his strength and conditioning coach should probably reevaluate the way they train for his upper body. He needs to get some more explosive strength too. It seems like all his muscle is just, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what he does to train, but
Wilder Fury for the fourth time. You would like to see it?
Well, yeah, I would watch it. I mean, I think that Fury is just going to win by more and more every time they fight.
For the fourth time?
I think so. Wow. Fury just... Wilder's not used to facing someone bigger than him, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, so...
But does that really count in boxing, though? Because saying, okay, just because I'm bigger than you, that's my... I have to be the winner of the fight.
No, but Tyson Fury also has a very strong jaw. Okay. I don't think anyone's really going to knock him out. Yeah, he can take punches, and no one gives him punches, really. He doesn't have to take very many, so he hasn't absorbed a lot of shots in his career. You know, like he's probably been hit less than anyone, you know. Yeah, and he's hard to hit. Got that long reach.
All right. So Mason, wrap up the show, man.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thanks so much. We'll see you some another time.